I'm back. Well, to give you an update, at least, it hasn't been that long since We Are Not Alone released, right? Well, okay, well, it hasn't been that long since my last devlog, right? Okay, 87 days, almost 3 months. What's been happening? Let's dig into it. We Are Not Alone is currently on sale for 30% off on Steam, GOG, and Epic. Go check it out now. I honestly can't believe it has been almost 3 months since the release of We Are Not Alone, and almost 3 months since I did my last devlog, which I think the title was a bit clickbaity, people weren't really happy with, but whatever, I don't really care. Okay, so it's been 3 months, I must be like fairly well into developing my new game, right? Well, not really, because a few things happened. I wasn't prepared for the amount of patching that We Are Not Alone would need once it released. Now, every developer tells you that, hey, you know, you're going to be doing a lot of patching, you need to do a lot of testing, and the developers will always believe that their game is pretty much bulletproof. Well, not bulletproof, but you know what I'm trying to say. We Are Not Alone had some crazy bugs right at the start, which I mentioned in the last devlog, and I've just been consistently patching over the past few months. Now, thankfully that slowed down and has allowed me to work on a few other things. Back in April, I started planning the console ports for We Are Not Alone because that is something I really wanted to do from the start. It was something I mentioned when I did the Kickstarter Indiegogo campaigns. I always wanted to get We Are Not Alone, one of my games, onto a console, and I started work on that. It was going well. I even announced that the PlayStation 5 version was testing and things were going really well. I got it running at a native 4K resolution, 60 FPS, beautiful. Unfortunately, I now have to announce the console ports are on hold. Why? No, it's not because it's difficult. It is not that bad. There's been a few hiccups and a little bit of crazy ride getting things onto the console and running well, but the problem is Unity's pricing. See, the idea I had is that I would take the 1 month Unity Pro free trial, get the game ported onto the systems, get it through certification and all that, and everything would be good, right? There's an issue there in two ways. So certification through the console manufacturers, they have to test everything. That is going to take longer than I had planned. The second thing, well, I said 2, but there's actually 3. The second thing is it is kind of scummy for me to use the trial to try and do this when it is a paid thing. And the third problem, well, every export from Unity Pro's trial has trial emblazoned in the bottom right corner. So while my idea to do this might have been scummy, it just really wasn't a viable option to get it done. Okay, so pay Unity. I would love to. But if you've looked at the Unity Pro pricing at the moment, it's insane. I even contacted them. There's no chance of a discount. They don't do that unless they have some crazy sale event going on. And obviously they won't let me know when that is. So with a lot of websites, when you go onto them, it automatically converts to your location's pricing. Like I'm in Australia, so AUD. That's what I thought was happening with Unity Pro. I went on there and it's, you know, 2,300 or something a year or 180 a month. I'm like, you know what? That is expensive, but 180 Australian dollars, I know what? I can do that because I want to get this game out onto consoles. No, that's 180 US. That's $270 a month. And it's not just month to month, you have to pay for the entire year. So yeah, that's $3,300 I would have to commit for an entire year, when after doing these ports, I'm not going to use it again. And I'm not even sure that the ports would recoup that cost. So for the moment, it's on hold. I will come back to it at some point, but I really want to get the ball rolling on the next game. If you really did want to get these console ports done early and want to contribute to that, you could always jump on my Ko-fi and... Is it Ko-fi or coffee? I don't know. I'm afraid to ask at this point. Let me know in the comments how it's pronounced. But you can always donate there, and that any money from that will go towards the console porting costs. But overall, with We Are Not Alone, sales are decent, especially during the sales periods, which, as I mentioned before, GOG, Steam, and Epic at the moment is 30% off, so if you haven't checked it out yet, now's a really good chance to. And We Are Not Alone just kind of doing its own thing. It's not the smash hit I really hoped for, and looking back now, doing this as the first project for the company, doing this full-time, was maybe not the smartest idea, but I really wanted to get this project done. I really believe in it. People love it. It's just a really hard game to market. So with We Are Not Alone done and the console ports on hold, what have I been doing? I really needed to start turning my attention to the next game, and I knew for the next game I wanted to change engines. Ever since Unity announced those weird pricing things that they kind of rolled back a little bit, changed the way Unity Plus and Pro subscriptions work, I really just kind of lost faith in the company for a bit and always knew that I wanted to go back to Unreal Engine. Well, I say back to, I haven't touched Unreal Engine since 2014 when Unreal Engine 4 first came out and I was working on the game then. So I knew it was going to be a little bit of a learning curve. I spent a good month reacquainting myself with Unreal Engine. It has changed a lot, but I was surprised how much actually just came back to me or has quickly triggered and sunk into my brain switching to it. Things are moving pretty well and I've got some really good ideas and foundations laid down. I'm now just working really hard on the prototype for the next game. What is the next game? Well, I'm not going to announce anything yet because I don't want to start promising stuff too early. But I'm working on a prototype, like a very small vertical slice, which I'll then cut into a trailer and then start marketing, gauging reception, and going from there. I'm really excited about what it is. Even the temporary name for the project is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited to show that to you when the time comes. You might ask if you've played We Are Not Alone and read through the entire credits, is that I did announce that Riley would return in Undead Rehab. I do want to come back to that game and that idea at some point. It was going to be the next game, but the scope of it is just a little bit too big. So hopefully I can make some money, get some more people in, and that idea is just beautiful. I really can't wait to get that idea out there. Also, so I've used Unity. I've now announced that I'm switching to Unreal. Someone is probably going to be like, why not use Godot? I don't know Godot. I'm sorry. I really want to, at some point in my free time, play around with it and just see what it's like, because I've heard really good things. It's just I've got no familiarity with it at all. So yeah, one day I will try that, but not for this project. Alright, let's quickly talk about the future of this channel. So I've spoken to so many people so many times that I want to get back to making videos. I've got I was going to say notebook, but you know how much I love physical writing things down, but I've got an entire Notion thing devoted to YouTube ideas, and I really want to get back to it. The thing is, it just hasn't been that much to talk about. I can talk about game dev topics, and that's cool. I'll talk about that in a little second, why I haven't done that. But just in terms of devlogs, like, I just don't have anything to really show, anything to really talk about. So this was a bit of an impromptu video. I didn't even do my hair for it. Just something I wanted to try and get back into that flow, feel how it is to make a video and get it back out there. So we'll see how things go with that. Hopefully, yeah, when I've got more to talk about devlog-wise, we'll get back into the swing of those. So, I mentioned briefly just before, but I do have a heap of notes on topic ideas that I wanted to talk about, not devlogs, just general game development things, and I had to delete most of those. So, I spent a lot of time browsing through things such as indie dev forums, and I just got really jaded, really kind of bitter and angry. Like, my personality, I realized, was changing, reading what other indie devs were saying to other indie devs. And it was just driving me nuts. It's a video I really want to make, but my notes on that especially, I really need to just go through and change a lot of it, because it was just me getting pissy at a community that just didn't seem to be supporting each other. It was more about tearing each other down. That's why I kind of stay away from those things in social media as a whole at the moment, because there's just so much toxicity in people that are meant to be supporting each other that's just not there, and it's just really annoying. Also, some of the comments I got when I was announcing the release date, things like that. Yeah. So I can see myself getting a little bit frustrated here. But yeah, just some of the comments. Like, you announce a release date, it's meant to be a really good thing, and then you get comments which is just... Let's not talk about that. Let's save that for a proper topic video about why indie devs should be more supportive of each other. Alright, that's it for this update thingy. Thank you very much for watching. If you've played We Are Not Alone, thank you as well. It's currently 30% off on Steam, GOG, and Epic. It might be the final sale for a while, because I want to kind of get out of that thing of, like, it's always going to be discounted, so no one buys it in between. But yeah, if you've played it, thank you. It's been really nice seeing the positive reaction to it. It's really made me feel good about what I'm doing, and makes me feel good that I can make games that people enjoy. Hopefully, it won't be too long before we chat to each other again, but until next time, stay indie.